In 2024, 302 people lost their lives on Queensland's Bruce Highway, the highest road toll in 15 years. For most Australians, it's just another highway, but for the families who drive it, it's a stretch of fear. A road where danger never sleeps. From Brisbane to Cairns, the Bruce Highway runs 1,673 kilometers, cutting through rainforests, floodplains, and coastal towns. It carries 62% of Queensland's population and a reputation for death. In 2024, it claimed 302 lives, the highest number in over a decade. So why do millions still drive it every single day? This one road is 3 to 5 times deadlier than highways in New South Wales or Victoria. Every curve hides a risk. Every flood threatens a shutdown. Every trip demands trust. Now the Australian government has stepped in, launching a $17 billion upgrade, the largest road project in national history. Their goal? To turn this highway of shame into a highway of survival. Stay till the end, because what engineers are building isn't just concrete and asphalt. It's a lifeline, rebuilt from tragedy and designed to outlive every one of us. It began in 1934 as the Great North Coast Road. Later renamed the Bruce Highway, it was meant to connect Queensland's towns, families, and futures. For decades, it became the state's backbone, stretching 1,673 kilometers from Brisbane to Cairns. It carried the heartbeat of Queensland's economy, linking farmers, tourists, and truck convoys that fed the nation. But behind every kilometer lies a story of loss. What started as a road for progress slowly turned into a corridor of grief. Locals began calling it the Highway of Shame. In 2024 alone, 41 people died on this road, victims of collisions, floods, and fatigue. Each accident left a scar not only on the asphalt, but on the families who drive it every day. Ambulances, police, and tow trucks became part of its rhythm, a tragic routine no one wanted. Nearly 2/3 of Queensland's population live along this highway. For them, it isn't just a road, it's a daily gamble. A route they must take for work, school, and life, knowing danger might wait around the next bend. The highway built for connection became a symbol of pain, a place where every cross by the roadside marks a life cut short. How did a road built for life turn into Australia's deadliest path? The Bruce Highway isn't just long, it's unforgiving. From floods to fatigue, every trip brings a new kind of danger. When heavy rain hits, sections of the road disappear underwater. When the sun rises, drivers face narrow lanes, sharp turns, and endless fatigue. Truckers call it the stretch where prayers replace seat belts. In some areas, one mistake is all it takes. The highway's crash rate is up to 5 times higher than similar highways in New South Wales or Victoria. That's not bad luck, that's design failure. Many parts of the road still follow 1950s layouts, built when cars were slower and traffic was light. But now this same road carries almost 165,000 vehicles a day in some sections. Trucks, tourists, locals, all fighting for space. It was never meant for that kind of pressure. Old engineering meets 21st century demand, and the results are deadly. Each curve hides a story of fatigue. Each bridge tells of floods, and every crash adds another name to its dark history. Even safety campaigns can't keep up with the toll. For many Australians, driving the Bruce isn't a choice, it's survival. The highway that built Queensland has now become the road that breaks it. Could anything fix a road so long and so broken? After years of tragedy, the Australian government finally called the Bruce Highway what it truly is, a national emergency project. The goal, to rebuild the most dangerous road in the country. The plan, to make it safe for every driver, from Brisbane to Cairns. The budget, an unbelievable $17 billion. That includes $7.2 billion in federal funds and another $9 billion from Queensland's state investment. It's the largest infrastructure program in the state's history. Every taxpayer dollar isn't going toward comfort. It's going toward survival. For once, the mission isn't about cutting travel time or adding lanes for convenience. It's about saving lives. Engineers on the ground say they're not just rebuilding roads, they're rewriting destiny. Each kilometer redesigned means fewer funerals, fewer crashes, fewer empty seats at dinner tables. But not everyone believes money can solve it. Skeptics argue that no amount of funding can truly fix 1,600 kilometers of danger spread across terrain this unpredictable. They say the problem isn't only the highway, it's how Australians drive it. Still, construction crews work day and night, cutting through red tape and rough weather to finish what history failed to do. So what finally forced leaders to act after decades of delay? In 2010 and 2011, Queensland faced one of the worst flood disasters in its history. Entire regions drowned, bridges collapsed, highways vanished beneath brown rivers that swallowed everything in their path. The Bruce Highway, Queensland's main north-south lifeline, disappeared for days. Towns were cut off, families stranded, and supplies couldn't get through. Fuel stations ran dry, trucks stopped moving, and across the coast, silence replaced the sound of engines. When the water finally went down, the destruction was clear. More than $30 billion in damage. Roads twisted, rail lines broken, and farmland turned into lakes. For the first time, the government realized something crucial. This wasn't just a road problem, it was a national survival problem. The Bruce Highway wasn't built to face this kind of force, and Queensland couldn't afford to lose its main artery again. Out of that chaos came a single promise: never again. Engineers, planners, and leaders all agreed. The next version of the highway would have to fight nature itself. It would have to stand against floods, storms, and time. But how do you build a road strong enough to fight nature itself? The new Bruce Highway isn't just being repaired, it's being rebuilt for the next century. Engineers are designing flood-resilient sections strong enough to handle 1-in-100-year events. Each piece of concrete poured is meant to stand against the kind of storms that once destroyed it. The Houghton River upgrade alone cost $514 million, using more than 23,900 cubic meters of concrete. That's enough to fill 10 Olympic swimming pools. Across the coast, new bridges rise like walls of defiance against floods and time. For the first time, foam-stabilized pavements are being used, roads that absorb shock and resist cracking even after heavy rain or landslides. The goal isn't beauty, it's survival. Every design choice, from drainage to shoulder width, was tested under disaster conditions. Still, progress takes time, and time means lives are still at risk until the work is done. It's a race against nature, one that can't afford to be lost. When finished, more than 172 new bridges will replace flood-prone crossings, connecting towns that once vanished underwater. For the first time, Queensland isn't building for today. It's building for 100 years ahead. But fixing the surface isn't enough. How do you stop the crashes themselves? The new mission for the Bruce Highway is simple, but massive. By 2032, every single kilometer must meet a 3-star safety minimum. No shortcuts, no excuses. Across Queensland, engineers are building a safer road one section at a time. So far, more than 652 kilometers of safety barriers have been installed. Over 255 kilometers of wide center lines, now separate lanes to prevent head-on collisions. And more than 100 new overtaking lanes give drivers safer chances to pass. For the first time, technology is replacing luck as the driver's guardian. Audio-tactile lines, also known as rumble strips, already reduced head-on crashes by 43%. Every vibration, every sound is a second chance for drivers to stay alive. The new barriers are strong enough to stop a semi-truck at full speed without breaking apart. But with every innovation comes risk. One design flaw, one rush to finish, and years of work could vanish in a single headline. It's a race between progress and pressure. Every decision on this highway could be the difference between life and loss. Queensland's engineers have built the tools to protect. But with traffic growing daily, can design alone protect everyone? Every day, the Bruce Highway carries more cars than ever before. In cities like Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast, traffic can reach over 165,000 vehicles a day. For engineers, this isn't just construction, it's surgery on a moving patient. They can't close the road, they can't stop the flow, so they build around it. New collector-distributor systems now split and guide traffic more safely, separating local vehicles from long-distance freight. What once looked like chaos now moves like choreography. Lanes open and close in perfect timing, like parts of a living machine. Smart sensors track patterns and even predict congestion hours before it happens. They send signals to digital boards, helping drivers make faster, safer decisions. Every move is about keeping traffic alive while rebuilding it from underneath. And somehow they do it without shutting it down. Entire bridges have been replaced while traffic still moved above them. It's precision at a scale most people will never notice. but millions depend on. The challenge is constant. How do you rebuild a lifeline without stopping its heartbeat? Night after night, under floodlights and rain, teams keep pushing forward. But who are the people working behind the cones, risking everything to keep Australia's lifeline moving? Behind the machines and cranes are the people who make the Bruce Highway upgrade possible. A team of more than 150 experts from the Program Management Office runs the operation. They track every project, every budget, every deadline, across 1,600 kilometers of road. Under their watch, more than 255 kilometers have already been upgraded. Their work is quiet, their faces are unseen, but their impact saves lives every single day. Many of them grew up in Queensland towns where this highway once caused tragedy. Some lost friends, family, or neighbors on these same stretches of road. Now, they're rebuilding what once broke their communities. Every meter repaired reminds them of someone they'll never forget. Inside the control room, a simple motto hangs on the wall: every cone, every lane, every life. It's not about traffic or numbers anymore, it's about people. Their mission isn't just to finish a highway, it's to change how Queensland moves, builds, and survives. Because what they're really chasing isn't concrete or asphalt, it's safety that lasts. Behind the construction crews and heavy machines, data runs the real operation. Every decision on the Bruce Highway upgrade starts with science. Engineers study crash statistics, rainfall models, and driver fatigue analytics before laying a single line of concrete. Each section of the highway is mapped for risk, not just traffic. Their target is clear: reach a 3-star safety rating across the full route by 2032. If that goal is met, it could have fatalities and serious injuries across Queensland. For the first time, safety isn't reactive, it's predictive. AI simulations now model accidents before they ever happen. Design teams test hundreds of crash scenarios inside computers instead of on real roads. The goal isn't to build faster, it's to build smarter. Experts call it the medical science of highways, where data diagnoses danger before it strikes. But the challenge isn't about speed anymore. It's about endurance, staying focused as the project stretches into the next decade. Every sensor, lane, and barrier adds up to one mission: make sure no family ever loses someone on this road again. So what does this mean for Australia's future beyond the highway itself? After decades of tragedy, the Bruce Highway is finally becoming what it was always meant to be: a lifeline. What was once called the Highway of Shame is now turning into a symbol of safety and rebirth. By 2032, the highway will reach the global 3-star benchmark, making it one of the safest road systems in the world. From sorrow to strength, Queensland has transformed its most dangerous road into a story of survival. Every barrier, bridge, and line of paint now carries the weight of lives saved. It was built not for glory, not for records, but for generations unborn. The price of that safety was blood, but it's a debt the nation has now fully paid. Local drivers no longer call it the Highway of Shame. They call it the new spine of Queensland, the road that connects, protects, and endures. It stands as proof that engineering can rebuild not just roads, but trust. This is more than a highway. It's a memorial turned into a miracle. But beneath this $17 billion transformation, what deeper truth still drives Australia's future? The Bruce Highway isn't just concrete and asphalt. It's Australia's mirror. Every crash, every rebuild, every dollar spent shows who the nation chooses to be: reactive or resilient. Hidden within the $17 billion blueprint lies something bigger. A plan not just to rebuild one road, but to shape every future highway in the country. The Bruce Highway has become the prototype of a new Australia. Flood-proof, data-driven, and human-focused. Where tragedy once ruled, progress now breathes. 1,000 workers, 1,000,000 stories, one goal: to make sure no one dies on the road home. Safety isn't an expense. It's the highest form of respect a nation can show its people. The same road that once broke hearts now binds them, mile by mile, bridge by bridge. The Bruce Highway's rebirth proves one thing: even the deadliest paths can be rebuilt when humanity refuses to accept loss as normal. From the ashes of disaster rose a masterpiece of endurance and design. The Highway of Shame now carries a new name: Australia's Road of Renewal. This road, once marked by grief, now stands as a symbol of hope and human progress. The $17 billion spent built more than safety. It built connection, trust, and the promise that the next generation won't fear the road ahead. Every bridge, every barrier, every meter now tells one story. That lives matter more than speed. Subscribe for more cinematic stories revealing how nations rebuild after tragedy, one blueprint at a time. And before you go, ask yourself this. Would you trust a $17 billion promise to keep you safe on the world's most dangerous road? Comment what safety means to you before the next journey begins.